Welcome everyone to BFB and TPOT, but only characters with points exist. This alternate elimination order is going to be different from past ones I've done. Instead of being based on colors that contestants have, they instead have to have points. They can be actually sharp, have pointy bits on them, or just have an acute or right angle on them. Interior corners like on Cloudy will not count, nor will Donut's mouth since it doesn't always have corners. The hole on Pillow's case will though, as that's technically on the outside of her. I enter the first team to lose, as they often do. Pencil may be the most obvious pointy contestant out of the team, so since she still exists, she is the first one out of the game as normal. Beep is the next team to lose as usual. The order of teams losing will be the same as normal, as they all exist. Anyways, it's not immediately obvious, but Leafy's points are just acute enough to qualify her. As such, she is out. Team Ice Cube is next, and the upper right corner of Spongy's asset is just pointy enough to allow him to exist. This does mean he is out, as he is the highest voted of the contestants that still exist on this team. Death Pact is next up to lose a member, and we are now 3 for 4 on unchanged eliminations, as Lai still exists because she is almost entirely composed of right angles. Beep loses a member in BFB 6, the first team to lose twice. Robody also still exists due to also being all right angles, so we have a second unchanged elimination in a row. The losers lose next. It may not be immediately obvious depending on the angle, but loser is a cube, which means he too is all right angles. This naturally means he is out like normal, a third unchanged elimination in a row. A better name than that lose, and Robot Flower exists because her limbs have right angles. This is also the first elimination since BFB4 to be different from the original, as she is the most voted contestant on this team to still exist. As you can clearly see, Stapy has several acute and right-angled corners on his design, which means he still exists and will get out as normal. Beep's third elimination also happens to be the third elimination to change from how it originally goes. Since David no longer exists, that means the next most voted, Rocky, has to go instead. It is now rejoin time, and Leafy will rejoin on the losers as normal. Not much else to say here. Match will get out as normal in BFB 12. She still exists because the bottom of the stick part of her has 2 right angles. Coincidentally, 2 is also how many members Ainz will have after this. Fiery Jr.'s flame qualifies him to continue existing, so we have yet another elimination that does not change on our hands. We also see our 4th team get reduced to just 2 members. Eight Names was both the most intact team and the one with the longest win streak, but that streak ends now. Dora, who still exists because of that one part of her ponytail, is out here, as is typical once again. BFB 16 sees the first change since the rejoin. Team Ice Cube loses, and since Spongy is already gone, Naily gets out due to having more votes than the only other remaining member of the team, Barfbag. Now it's time for the split into post-split BFB and Teapot. Loser comes back into the game, as does Naily replacing Spongy. Including those two mean that 11 contestants stay in BFB. Everybody else will go to Teapot, tying for 12th place. The Have-Cots lose the first challenge of post-split BFB. Balloony still exists because the base of his head has points, meaning he is out as normal. The other team, the Have-Nots, lose the second challenge, and Naily is the one who leaves the game as a result of replacing Spongy. BFB 20 sees the Have-Cots lose again, and Ruby leaves the game as normal due to still existing. Her sharpness turned out to be her downfall, it seems. BFB 21 continues the trend of the losing team alternating between the two by having the Have-Nots lose again. This time, Loser loses his spot in the game. BFB 22 breaks the previously established trend by having the Have-Nots lose a second episode in a row. This time, it is Taco who gets out, as she normally does. BFB 23 finally sees another changed elimination, as Bubble does not exist in this alternate elimination order. Lollipop exists for the same reason as Match, her stick having 2 right angles at the bottom. As she is the least voted of the 3 who remain, she is out. BFB 24 sees the have-nots lose one final time before the merge. This unfortunately means we have yet another unchanged elimination, as Blocky still exists. In an interesting coincidence, all 4 of the remaining contestants at this point in this elimination order lost in the real BFB 24. This results in yet another unchanged elimination, and Fiery is out. BFB 25 will be the last regular elimination, as after this, only 2 contestants will remain. Teardrop won immunity in the real BFB 25, and Leafy had more votes, so Woody will leave as normal. Teardrop and Leafy are our finalists. One is clearly pointier than the other, but that isn't the deciding factor. Leafy won the challenge and immunity in BFB 26, while Teardrop got up for elimination. That means Leafy wins the BFB half of this elimination order, while Teardrop gets 2nd place. Congratulations to her! Now it's time for Teapot. Price tag still exists, so they will join, but they will be taking winner's place on the S. Instead, Battery, the next highest placing debuter who meets our qualifications, will join on Just Not in Taggy's original slot. Death Pact again is the first team to lose in Teapot. Only Lightning and Marker still exist on this team, so that means Marker will be leaving Teapot first out of everyone. The strongest team on Earth lose in the only other typical single elimination in the season. Belle has to get out, as she had less votes to be safe than Grassy. We already have 3 teams of 1, even as Team 8's still has 5. Double eliminations start here. On Team 8's, Saw gets out as normal. On the S, Price Tag gets auto-eliminated due to being the only member left on her team. This means the S is the first team dissolved. Book is out on Just Not in Teapot 5, as Nelly is not here to get even less votes than her. Lightning is also out automatically due to being the only member on his team left. For the third episode in a row, we have an auto-elimination, and this time it's Grassy, the original highest voted from either team in Teapot 6. Are You OK, on the other hand, sees their elimination go as normal, as Fries' fries have corners to them. Both original losing teams in Teapot 7 no longer exist, so the next two lowest that do, Just Not and Teardrop, have to lose instead. Using Just Not's votes from Teapot 8, Cake leaves here. And of course, Teardrop is out of the game automatically. Teammates did the best of the three teams that remain in Teapot 7's challenge, so the other two lose a member in Teapot 8. Battery is out from Just Not due to replacing Price Tag, who had less votes than Pillow in the original Teapot 8. Using Are You OK's Teapot 9 votes, Pen is also out as he had the fewest by a small margin. The two teams that lost a member in Teapot 9 both still exist, so each will lose a member. TV gets out from Are You OK as he had 18 less votes than Eraser. Then on Team 8's, Needle leaves. Since Teardrop already got out a few episodes back, someone else has to lose alongside Just Not, that being Team 8's. Pillow is automatically out, while if the Teapot 9 votes are used again, Pin leaves Team 8's. The winner is guaranteed to be someone from Team 8's because they have two members left, while Are You OK only has Eraser. Since Are You OK did better in Teapot 10, however, Eraser will be in second place, while one of Team 8's wins and the other will be in third. It will be whoever had more votes in Teapot 9 once again that wins the whole thing. Gaily got 5,686 votes in Teapot 9, while Barfbag only got 4,949 votes. That means Gaily wins Teapot, but only characters with points exist. Congratulations to her! Two would be so proud. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe with notifications on.